Right, YouTube, it's Whalefly, aka M6CTP, aka Charlie Tango 941. Just starting a bit worried. I got a text message at 8:30 this morning saying my parcel will be here between 3:30 and 4:30. It's 20 past 4. I was just sitting there thinking, right, in 10 minutes, I'm not going to be happy. And then just seen the van pull up. So this is part one of my Go box build. In this box should be a 4U rack case, shallow case. I went for shallow because I didn't need all that space at the back of the radios and so on. The bad points are ordering most things online. This is due today, the case. The shelf is due tomorrow, and then the new radio is due on Thursday. So I've got a radio and speaker and SWR meter, power meter put in here, but I can't put them in the case until tomorrow when the shelf gets here, if the shelf gets here on time. Perfect size. Again, I ordered a 4U. I did want the 6U. There was a couple of nice 6U Gator cases about an hour and a half drive from here, so I nearly had a 3-hour round trip to go and get a 6U Gator case, but I just thought the 6U, you know, I could have filled it in height, but it's just the depth of it. The depth was just too much. But there we go. It's a Spider case. They do 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 U's. It's a nice shop on eBay. I think they've just got a shop and they advertise on eBay as well. First look, looks alright. Metal spring loaded handles, which is nice. Feet on the side to stand up. And I'm still thinking about buying a 6U to house all the solar stuff in the van. I might get the 6U and then this can sit on top of it. The 6U, they do a shallow as well on the 6U. Right, well, let's get this better positioned and shift the camera around. Quickly finish my coffee, and we have a closer look at this 4U shallow Spider rack, 19-inch rack case. That's a rush job. So this is basically roughly what we're looking at. When the shelf gets here, I've ordered a 150mm shelf, because obviously the standard shelves that are cheaper are too deep for the box. They fit out way too much. Can't do the measurements as I don't have a tape measure to hand at the moment, but I roughly measured it the other day. I think this is 200mm deep. The shelf I've ordered is 150. The other shelves are 350, 400. And yes, the radio does stick out slightly at the back and slightly at the front, but again, these are, my thumb's 1.5 inches, so these are 3 inches thick. Right, well, where to start? Well, after I got the case yesterday, a couple of hours later, the new radio turned up, but it wouldn't TX. There's a problem in the radio itself. The faceplate and microphone are working fine, so I've emailed the company. I've got it off. They wanted to see a video of what's not working, so I made them a video. Emailed that off to them today, and yeah, the shelf turned up this morning, so got the shelf in there. So far, Superstar 6900s in there, and the SWR power meter. I'm not going to bother with speakers. They're going to take up too much room. The sound's going to be amplified in the box anyway. So when the new radio gets here, it's going to go here, and I'm going to try and order a 2 meter or 2-in-70 SWR meter to go here above the TYT if it gets replaced. If I get a refund, I'm going to go for Kenwood or Yaesu or something. Alright, so that's the front and the rear. Again, shallow case, radio sticks out a little bit, but the heat sink is nice and exposed now, and it's easier to add the feeder and the power cable, and it'll be the same with whichever radio I put on that side. Plenty of room to access the cables there for the SWR meter, power meter. Again, radios will be safe and transported in here than they have been in the past, and when they're not in use, they'll be sort of like dust free, kept a bit more secure in the case. Right, well that's it. That's the end of part 1. Everything's on hold at the moment until the new radio gets here, and yeah, we'll come back and do a part 2 whenever it turns up and the problem gets sorted out. Take a little look. That's it there. It's TYT 9800. Not a bad little radio, just doesn't work. Not a problem. Right, thanks for watching. Alright, a few days later, we're still waiting for the replacement TYT or refund. So in the meantime, this is what we got. Right, finally the new radio just got here, about a week later. Same as how I ordered before. Tempting fate. Box, close. TYT 9800. Quad band transceiver, cross band repeater, blah blah blah. Just ripped the mic and the power lead out the box because I'm going to go try it out. Right, well, it's finished. The new radio's installed. Not really a lot to show and talk about. It's just one of the shack in the box. Shack in the box that was easy to manoeuvre around if I did want to use it in the house temporary, or if I wanted to take it out in the van, car. A picnic table on a hill, you know, it was just everything there. Just need to hook it up to antennas and power. I didn't want to integrate power into it because it would start making it heavy and there's more in the box to go wrong and catch fire. So TYT's fitted there, the faceplate, the radio's fitted there backwards, so the antenna socket's at the front. SIGSTAR 6900. And my Morinda SWR power meter, microphone for TYT, and microphone for the SIGSTAR. Flick it around, there's nothing to see at the back, but I'll show you anyway. That's it, just the back of the radios. So I've just got to plug in the antenna for that radio, and then for power I've kept it simple. Quad clips to go direct to a battery. Again, I didn't want to put power in it. I've got an 18 amp hour battery. I've got another charge controller I can put in there, but it will start weighing it down. I still might actually do it. I might put a small battery in there so it can run from itself, but obviously I've got the solar system which is portable. I can run this pretty much anywhere I want, or off any car battery. That's all there was to it really. It was £52 for the case, £15 for the shelves. The case came with all the screws. I've still got about 8 or 12 screws left, so I can add more shelves. The top shelf's actually upside down. So I've got the radio and the head floating basically, and this shelf's the right way up. Everything's all bracketed in. The brackets for the TYT screwed upwards. The faceplate is cable tied or twisty tied to the shelf, and that's pretty much solid. That's bracketed, and that's sticky Velcro. So that's it really. It's all I needed really to carry the radios in and out of the house. Can't use the radios at home where I am. Can't get an area up. Get severe interference in the loft here. And downstairs is alarm systems for communal things and business wiring crap, servers, communal TVs, alarm portal systems. We've got an antenna on the side of the building, literally right next to this room, and I can't interfere with that because it's like a lifeline antenna thing. So there's my little shack in the box. Can't weigh it. I haven't got scales to hand. They're upstairs, but it's really not that heavy. Again, if I didn't get the shallow back, this would be as long or deep as it is wide, which would probably take it from there all the way up to about here. So that's why I opted for the shallow case. Again, it's a Spider case, not the best quality, most reliable, most expensive on the market, but I just want to keep the radios sort of dust free and carry them in and out the house a little bit better, just for transportation reasons. Right, well, catch you on the next video.